The boys. Big Veggie's my mate, Big Sean. I don't know why they call him Veggie for, but he's my mate. He big rough house, Sean. Go and wins his headers. Good football player. Everybody thinks that he lacks pace. Sean's not a slouch. See, when he gets going, he can run. He needs to work harder at his fitness. He'll admit that himself. Once takes 1 or 2 pints too many, you know. But kind of guy, when you're putting right into the team sheet, you make sure he's got a strip first, because it's everything he's got. He's my drinking partner. If I ever have a couple of beers and he comes over and all that, and we have a couple of beers, and I kind of get rid of him after that.
Coming across.
Big Martin, tremendous professional. As soon as the day he walks in, keen to learn. Good playing alongside him. Great left foot on him. Good big lad, though. Good big lad. See the thing about walking into a dressing room? The boys are on you in a second. On you in a second, from socks to knickers to boxer shorts, you know, to shirts to jumpers, any stick. So if you try and, you know, the gaffer says to him a couple of weeks ago at training, "Come on, you slug." What the boys christened him, slugger. "Come on, slugger." Get what I mean? Oh, Frank, what can you say about Frank? He's done everything in the game, hasn't he? Absolutely. I was watching Eurosport the other week there, and it was in Marseille, and you seen Frank playing. Clips of Marseille winning a European Cup, and you seen Frank playing, you know, and beside the boys, it's Deschamps and all these boys.
1993, it's there with Didier Deschamps and Marseille, the winners of the European Cup.
You would like to think that the young boys at Easter Road watch Frank very closely and see what the game's all about. He lets the ball do the work. He's not got I wouldn't say he's got great tricks. He's just got the knowledge of the game that buys him 2 yards. He'll go and get it back, and the next one, he'll know where the ball's going before it comes to him. You know, which is a sign of all good players.
The fans are very friendly with me, okay? Because when I'm working on the street, they shout to me, "Frankie boy," or "Come on, Frankie." Yes, it's very important for a player. You know, you feel well, and after on the pitch, you give the maximum,
What can you say about the wee man, eh? Absolutely Jamie, a guy. He's got the total Trinidad's laid back, tomorrow will do, you know, swagger and all that. Absolutely. You meet a lot of players, Russell will do anything for you. He's got skill, left foot, right foot. Legend, absolute legend in Trinidad. When we went to Trinidad and got from the brass, the bands and everything were there, legend. And we were out for a night out, and we trained really hard over there. And we got one night out, and we were in and we got a meal and a few drinks, and Russell arrived, and this is Brian, here, Brian Lara. So we're in the company with Brian Lara and Russell. Legend, and absolutely, he can win a game. He can win a game for you. You give Russell the ball in the other team's last quarter. You put up with his work rate, shall we say, or his lack of work rate for what he gives you in skill and the fact that he can win a match for you. Stuart Lovell, for me, he does absolutely a great, because he does a shift, and I think it goes unappreciated at times up at Easter Road for the fans. Archie Lovell, Stuart would be in my team week in, week out, because he does a shift to let Frank Sosie and Russell Latapy play. I've said to Archie numerous of times, "Archie, what you give the team," I says, "appreciated. It's appreciated by me, and if that means anything to him," and say, "Well, then good."
Well, we played last season against St Johnstone in a rearranged fixture as a league match, and we lost 1-0. I very rarely read the column where the fans give their verdicts. In fact, I try not to read the newspaper reports because I just don't think it helps. But that particular day, I happened to pick up the paper and read it, and some guy had said that he felt I was the worst player he'd ever seen at Easter Road, and that I should be dropped. Now, consequently, I was dropped. I was left out the side for the game. We played Aberdeen away on the Saturday. I was left out the team. I felt it was harsh. I felt that I was, you know, a little bit unlucky to be left out the side. I had played, you know, in a slightly different role to what I'd normally be asked to play, and felt that I'd acquitted myself quite well. It's an awful thing to say, but I certainly felt there were worse players than me out there, and I'd worked very hard. You know, I tried my very best to make a contribution to the team to win the game. Some guy obviously had made his mind up that I was hopeless, and he made his comment to the paper, and the paper printed it. And not long afterwards, I think it was a week later, I was put back in the side. We played a replay against Clydebank. I scored the first goal and we won 3-0. And I just happened to mention it, you know, it was, you know, offhand really, just to the local reporter, to say that you know, the goal I scored was for this particular guy who had made his point. And ironically enough, about 2 or 3 days later, the same guy who was attributed to the comments that were made in the Evening News, he wrote a letter to me to apologise, explain that he was an actor himself and that he would be mortified if someone had criticised his performance in the same way, and he, you know, that was basically the gist of it. He offered me tickets to go and see him, you know, in a performance, and I declined because I just didn't see the point. I wasn't seeking revenge. It was a nice touch and it was very much appreciated. But what he failed to realise was that he had made his comment to a newspaper that was read by, I'm not sure, but thousands and thousands of people, thousands and thousands of Hibs fans, and whether or not people are strong enough to make up their own minds about this guy's comments, they read it. It was seen by lots of people, and subconsciously they would notice it, they would think about it, and maybe they would agree with it. And it was difficult, you know. It was very frustrating. It was one person, and you know, if supporters realised, thought about what they were saying a little bit more, you know, maybe they might refrain from doing it. I doubt it, but they'll never know. They'll never know what it's like because they'll never get to be on our side. They'll never get to know because they'll never play.
Come on, no shot.
Part reminds me of the boys at Manolito of the High Chaparral. He's got that sort of Mexican dark look about him. But I would say Pat was a Hibs favourite. Pat had a great habit, or 2 great habits for me. One of them was he was always last into training and always first away, but never ever injured. Oh, Grant, I don't think since the last time he was here he played really well. I don't think the Hibs fans have seen the best of him this time around. But I can assure you I train with him every day, day in, day out, and I can tell you he's a smashing player, and I'm sure that in the future they'll see the best of him. I can see him possibly captaining Hibs in the future. Funny guy, you know, he's got his own sense of humour as always, like flinging things into guys, and guys are saying, and where did you hear that from? Oh, Brebner says it and he's away at the door smirking and laughing and things like that. I'm playing a different way, you know, to what I was playing when I first came. But looking at it from my own point of view, I think we're not playing as well as what I did when I was here the first time. I think confidence-wise, it probably does get you backs into a bit of a corner, you know. And I didn't do well, and it was playing on my mind, not playing well, and I probably was doing things that I wouldn't have normally done just to try and play well and get a lucky break. But I wouldn't say it was a totally lost season last season. I can take a lot from it and learn from it.